All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. You know how this works. One of you sends in something interesting, something that sparks a question, and we take it from there. And well, let me just say, it's a doozy.
Definitely a good one.
Yeah, it really got me thinking. Someone sent in this quote. It's about martial arts. Specifically, it talks about this concept called ma'ai. And, honestly, I'd heard the term before, but I never really dug deep.
Yeah.
But this quote really made me want to understand.
And that's what we're here for, right? To unpack these complex ideas, see how they fit together.
Exactly. So we're going to do a deep dive on Mai. But that's not all. This quote also connects Mai to another fascinating concept. Yoyuu, have you heard of this one?
Oh, absolutely. Your you is super interesting. It's one of those concepts that on the surface seems simple, but when you really start to explore it, well, let's just say there's a lot more there than meets the eye.
Okay, see? That's what I'm talking about. So today, we're going on a journey. Mai and Yoyuu. Two sides of the same coin? Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to find out.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so first things first. What exactly is Mai?
So it's often translated as like harmony of distance or something like that. But honestly, it's a bit deeper than just physical distance. It's more about basically understanding the distance you need to effectively execute techniques.
Okay. So, are we talking about, in a fight?
Yeah, in a fight, for sure. Both offensively and defensively.
Gotcha.
Like, imagine a fencer, right?
Okay.
If they're too close to their opponent, their elegant lunges, they become these clumsy pokes. They lose all their power.
Right.
But if they're too far away, well, they can't even reach their opponent at all.
Yeah. Makes sense. So it's about finding that sweet spot. Not too close, not too far,
Exactly.
but just right to strike or to block effectively.
Yeah, you got it. It's like finding that Goldilocks zone of combat.
That's a great way to put it. But you were saying it's not just about physical distance.
Right. That's just one part of it. Mary also has this mental dimension. It's about timing. It's about rhythm.
Oh, interesting.
You can even say it has this temporal element to it. Think about a boxer,
Yep.
bobbing and weaving. They're constantly adjusting their distance, trying to create openings, trying to avoid punches. It's like this intricate dance, this dance of awareness and reaction.
So it's not just about, knowing how far away to stand. It's about, feeling the flow of the fight.
Exactly. You got to be able to read your opponent. You got to be able to anticipate their movements. It's all connected.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
So how does Yoyuu fit into all of this, the quote that our listeners sent in? It connects these two ideas, and I'm really curious to see how they intertwine.
Okay, so Yoyuu. It's often translated as having room to spare, but it's Haryu. It's not just about physical space, right? It's about this feeling. It's a mental and emotional state. And it comes from mastering Mai. It's like you're in control,
Wow.
You have the time, you have the space, you can react without panicking, you can choose your actions carefully, deliberately.
So it's not just about reacting quickly, it's about reacting well. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. Yoyuu is all about maintaining this mental composure, even when things are crazy, even under pressure.
You mean example?
Okay. Think about a seasoned martial artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's facing a flurry of attacks. A novice might freeze up. They might get overwhelmed.
Right.
But the master with their deep understanding of Ma'ai, they maintain their Yoyuu. They don't panic. They move with this calm precision, almost like they have all the time in the world.
Wow, that's incredible. So if I'm understanding this right, the quote is saying that without proper Ma'ai, you can't have Yoyuu. And without Yoyuu, you're basically toast in a fight.
That's a great way to sum it up. You can't have one without the other. They're two sides of the same coin.
Okay, I think I'm following. So we've got these two concepts, Ma'ai and Yoyuu. They're interconnected, and they're essential for success in martial arts.
Right. But here's what's really fascinating. This principle, this Ma and Yoyuu stuff, it goes way beyond combat. It goes beyond fighting.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Budo, which is the Japanese term for martial arts. It's often translated as the way of stopping the spear. But it's really about cultivating a mindset. And this mindset can help you in any situation.
Okay, so you're saying that even if we're not, facing off against ninjas or whatever,
Exactly.
this Ma and Yoyuu stuff is still super relevant to our lives.
Absolutely. Think about a tense negotiation,
Yeah.
Or maybe a difficult conversation. Maybe it's with a loved one. Understanding your personal Mai, knowing your boundaries, knowing your comfort levels. This allows you to maintain your Yoyuu. It gives you space,
Yep.
mental and emotional space.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So instead of just reacting impulsively, you're creating that breathing room
Exactly.
to choose your response carefully, just like that seasoned martial artist we were talking about. That's pretty empowering.
It is. It's about recognizing that even when things feel tight, even when the external circumstances are difficult, we still have the power to create that internal space, to
Mhm.
stay grounded, to stay centered.
Man, that's powerful stuff. So we've covered a lot. Madai, Yoyu, how they connect, how these concepts apply not only to martial arts, but also to everyday life. Is there like a key takeaway you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is this. Ma'ai and Yoyu, they're not just some esoteric martial arts terms. They're powerful tools. Tools that can help us navigate any challenging situation. We can approach these situations with more awareness, more grace. And that's something we can all benefit from.
Absolutely. And to bring it back to that original quote, it all comes down to creating space, both literally and figuratively. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Think about a recent time when you felt like your personal my was violated, when someone crossed a boundary, when someone pushed you out of your comfort zone. How could understanding you have helped you in that moment? Could you have created more space for yourself, more mental space, more emotional space, to respond with more composure, with more clarity? It's something to think about.
I like that. It's a really good question. And it's a good reminder that we always have the power to cultivate that inner space, that sense of calm, that sense of clarity, no matter what life throws our way.
All right, everyone, that's it for today's deep dive. Until next time, stay curious and remember, create your space
And find your you.
and find your you. See you next time.
See ya.